Hello FPL managers, yes, we're back again with another video for the Fantasy Premier League 2021-22 season. In this video, we're going to be looking at how well we did in Game Week 8, as well as taking a look at what our plans are going to be for Game Week 9. It's going to be a quick one, recording this while the Chelsea-Malmo game is going on. I think they're 1-0 up, and no, it wasn't Lukaku who scored, but we're going to get into all that. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, we drop FPL content every week, so don't forget to subscribe and drop a like on this video. Let's get straight into business. So this is how we set up for Game Week 8 with Sanchez in goal. Trent, White, Livramento and Laporte was our defense. Gray, Salah and Jota was our midfield, but Jota didn't feature, so he dropped to the bench and Sarr came in for him. And Jimenez, Antonio and Lukaku completed our team. Well, it was a good game week for our defense, but our attack was very disappointing. The good thing is our captain Salah came in with a goal and assist, so that doubled up to 26 points, so that was good on that front, but the rest of the attack was so terrible, man. Gray with the 2 points. Sarr came in from the bench because Jota didn't feature against Watford. Trent got subbed out with his clean sheet points, so I was hoping that Sarr would do something, maybe an assist or goal or something, just to get in some points, because I was sure he was coming in because Jota wasn't, but that wasn't to be. So Trent kept his clean sheet. Sarr came in with the appearance points. Jimenez didn't feature until towards the end of the game for Wolves, so he only had 1 point. Antonio didn't get any attacking returns and picked up a yellow card, so that was just the 1 point for him. Lukaku continues to disappoint, just the 2 points against Brentford. He only had, I think, just a single shot on goal. That's not very good, but we brought him in for the Norwich game coming up next, so we'll talk about that when we talk about our transfer plans and our captaincy. In defense, we had Sanchez. He was up against Norwich, so he had the clean sheet for Brighton, 6 points. The rest of the defense, aside from Trent, was Livramento, who came in with 6 points. I really expected Southampton to do well, and they did. Laporte also had a clean sheet, but he picked up a yellow card, so that was 5 points for him. Arsenal were very disappointing against Crystal Palace. They drew that game, but they conceded 2 goals, so the defense was really terrible. They considered 2 goals, and White only had the 1 point. I think Ramsdale had some save points. They were really poor in that game. They didn't control the game at all, and they were at home, so it was really disappointing to see them falter this bad. So that's the complete team. At the end of the day, we had 58 points. That's about 9 points more than the average, so it wasn't a very big green arrow for us. At least we were lucky enough to have our captain Hall for us. So a small green arrow didn't get us into the 100k top 100k rank, but at least it's better than a red arrow, so I'm gonna take it. Any green arrow whatsoever would be much appreciated by us. It's been green arrows throughout the season so far, all yet to get a red, so I want to keep that streak going. I want to see how long I can keep that going. We aren't in an enviable position like the top 10k rank or top 1k rank or anything like that, but I'm comfortable with the pace we're going at. We still haven't gotten to the game week 10 where we take stock of how our team has been doing, but I think this has been good enough considering. So for our prediction league picks, we went with Son, Saka, Trent and Cucurella, and 3 of these guys got us points for game week 8. Son scored a goal. Initially we didn't think he was gonna play game week 8 because of a positive COVID test, but turned out to be a false positive, and he eventually featured for that game, but it kind of affected a lot of FPL managers who had him on a wild card and had to take him out because of that news. So he brought us points for our prediction league. We initially thought about changing him to Kane, and then since he was going to start the game, we just reverted back to Son and stuck with that. Kane eventually came in with a goal and an assist, so that would have still gotten us points. So Trent and Cucurella, two players who got us clean sheet points. Saka got us no points at all, but we've already gotten our win before that game. So that's a W for our prediction league, and that moves us from 11 points to 14 on the table. We have so far gotten 4 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses on our prediction league, and currently ranked 6th on the table. So hopefully we can do well in game week 9. We're going with Kevin De Bruyne, who's facing Brighton, Jimenez, who's got Leeds, Chilwell, who's at home to Norwich. Hopefully he starts that game, and Livramento, who's at home to Burnley. So these are 4 players who we expect to get us points in game week 9. So if you have these players, you're gonna have to stick with them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do very well. So these are our picks for game week 9. So for our transfer plans, like we said last week, we're gonna be taking out Sanchez because he's got Manchester City and Liverpool in his next 2 fixtures. So we're going to be taking him out for Mendy, who's got way better fixtures between now and game week 15. So we'll get Mendy in, but that's not all it's going to be, because yesterday Lukaku picked up an injury, and that's going to affect our team. So we have to decide within this very short period what exactly we're going to do about that. Lukaku was going to be facing Norwich at home, and really wanted an attacking asset for that game, but with that injury, and with Timo Werner also getting an injury, that's going to throw a little wrench in our plans. But we've thought about it, and we've figured out a few ways where we can fix this. Initially, we were thinking about getting in Vardy for Lukaku, maybe around game week 11 or 12, where Lukaku faces Burnley and then Leicester, and then Vardy faces Leeds and then Chelsea at home. So this was around the period where we were thinking about taking out Lukaku and bringing in Vardy. So the first option we have on our hands is to bring this transfer forward, and then stick with the rest of our plans for that we had between game week 8 and 12. We had a list of players we're going to bring in between now and game week 12, and Vardy coming in for Lukaku was one of those transfers we're planning to make. So we may need to bring that transfer ahead. And another thing that we were gonna do was take a hit. So we haven't taken any hits so far this season, and we only plan to take 1 hit between now and game week 12. So making that move allows us to take the hit in game week 9 rather than in game week 10. In game week 10, we're thinking about getting in Rafinha, who's facing Norwich, and Ivan Toney. So both of them we're going to come in game week 10 for a hit, and then the rest of the transfers, like we planned, will go ahead. But if we're going to take in a hit for game week 9 by bringing in Vardy, it means that we've transferred that hit to game week 9. And then in game week 10, I'm only going to bring in Rafinha, who's facing Norwich, and then game week 11 we bring in Toney, who's facing Norwich as well, and then game week 12 we bring in Heung-min Son, who's got a very good stretch of fixtures which involves facing Norwich as well. So the first option allows us to bring in a player earlier than we normally planned, and then stick with the rest of our transfers that we had planned initially. But that would involve us missing out on Chelsea's very good fixtures, which they have between game week 9 and 11. So Chelsea, we're going to face Norwich, and then face Newcastle, and then Burnley. So we'll totally miss out on a chance to get points from those very good set of fixtures. So in order to mitigate that, the other option that we have on our hands is to go ahead and bring in Mendy, of course, and then bring in Havertz for a hit for Jota. So we'll take out Jota, who's got questionable, his position in the team is kind of questionable. He may or may not start the Manchester United game. So if since Timo Werner and Lukaku were substituted out in the Champions League game yesterday because of injury, then Kai Havertz becomes a very good, almost nailed-on asset to start for the next at least 2-3 fixtures for Chelsea. So these are the issues that we're trying to juggle right now. These are the options that I have currently. I haven't decided exactly which way I'm going to go. Maybe when the press conferences are done, I would have a better idea of how these players are and who's missing out and who might be coming in. Okay, so Mendy has definitely already been moved into the team. In fact, I've already made that transfer. So Mendy is in the team currently. It's all about deciding exactly which type of hit I'm going to be taking. Is it going to be just the one hit, bringing in Vardy in, or is it going to be a hit this week to bring in Havertz and then another hit next week in game week 10, which allows me to stick with the rest of the plan till game week 12. So that's plans for transfers for game week 9. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. A lot of us had Lukaku in our team, so whatever it is I'm experiencing, you're probably experiencing that as well. So this is exactly how our team is going to line up for game week 9, with Mendy in goal, White, Trent, Laporte and Livramento in defense. We're going with Salah, Jota or Havertz, depending on which transfer we make, and then Gray. And then in attack we have Antonio, Jimenez, or we'll be going with Lukaku or Vardy. Okay, so if we go with getting in Havertz, it means that Lukaku is going to be on the bench, and then we would have to play Sa. So Sa would play in a 4-4-2 formation if we have to bench Lukaku and bring in Havertz. Or we could go with a 4-3-3, which would have us with Vardy in attack in place of Lukaku. So these are the things we're juggling, and I'm going to decide that, and I'll have to decide that before the price changes, because Lukaku is going down very fast. He's going to reduce in price tonight, and I'm thinking Vardy might also increase in price tonight. So if that's going to happen, that's that transfer is going to be worth a minus, or rather a -2 for me if I don't make it. That's downgrade from Lukaku to Vardy. I don't know yet if I'm going to be doing that, or I could just save myself that money and capitalize on the drop in Lukaku and increase in Vardy by making that transfer. So it's a lot to think about. If I do make any transfer, I'm going to let you guys know tonight on my Twitter page at FPL Vendetta. Don't forget to follow. All that's left is to wish you guys good luck, have fun, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.